Having left my beloved Offley in March 1967, we moved to Blackpool, where Dot had been born, because her father had suffered a heart attack and she wanted to live near him. She was worried about him, and so I got an interview with the Parks Director Norman Leach at Blackpool Parks Department, and he welcomed me with open arms, as he was already familiar with my work, which he had read in the Garden News and seen my articles and designs in Gardener's Chronicle. And so he offered me my own gang, which he called the Flying Squad. And because I had told him that I wouldn't leave Offley unless I was offered a considerable amount of money more than I was getting there, of course I was taken on as a manager in charge of this flying squad and special responsibilities. And these special responsibilities included creating and planting carpet bedding schemes like these in the parks, on the roundabouts and along the seafront, and creating a woodland garden from an old piece of scrubland that backed on to the golf course in Blackpool. And there I was able to completely fill it with beautiful rhododendrons, my favourite plants, primulas, which I planted as far as the eye could see, down the banks into the water and everywhere you could imagine. I must admit I was in my element, because with the carpet bedding I could use my artistic talents to design these things, and of course the woodland garden gave me a chance to do what I totally loved best of all in gardening, and that was work with woodland plants. And that was something I'd always wanted to do, was to create a woodland garden from scratch. I worked on the woodland garden with my flying squad from March through April, and by the end of May most of my beloved primulas were out in bloom, and most of it was completed, and so I was able to take Dorothy and my two little girls there to have a look at it, and they loved it. Whilst in Walthamstow, I got quite well known again for my colourful appearance and for my opinions on social life and the environment, and so the Walthamstow Independent newspaper invited me to write a weekly column for them, and it proved to be quite popular. I wrote under my old pseudonym that I'd used in Walthamstow before, Perry Peterson, but of course that finally had to come to an end as I got myself a job again and a house back in Stevenage. Before leaving, however, Vivian and I caused quite a stir on Walthamstow station, and our way to the Chelsea Flower Show, as you can see from this picture. And it was here in Stevenage that I started the Magic Oak Tree family, otherwise known as the family or the MOTF, and I drew the wall of suscitation, and that's where it started. But of course things weren't all a bed of roses. I still had my two little girls to think of, but being able to work and look after them at the same time, which was very difficult. So I got in touch with Stevenage MP Shirley Williams, and she and I worked for 4 years to get the One-Parent Family Allowance. In the meantime, the family, the Magic Oak Tree family, continued to grow and grow. But more about this in part 10 of this Pete Perry Anthology, which is titled The Magic Oak Tree Family.